So my initial interest in brain came from the angle of education. I feel that a child who can solve some of the most complex problems in a video game, why does a child struggle in education? And I felt if we're going to somehow, someday, completely reinvent education system, we have to know how does brain process information, how does brain learn, how does brain retain information. So I started to spend time learning about how can we develop an education system that is going to be as effective as a private tutor and as engaging and as addictive as a video game. What if our children come to us and saying, Dad, Mom, can I just study math for another hour? Can I just study science for another hour? Because it is just, they are not only learning, they're enjoying that thing. As I started to learn more and more about brain, it turns out there is nothing in our life that we do that's not impacted by our brain. Whether we look at the brain from the perspective of a sports, what happened inside the sports? We're playing today as a primal animal. We're still going out there telling our children to go out there with a speed of 60 miles an hour and butt each other's head in American football. We're telling our kids, take your head and hit a soccer ball across the field. That organ inside our head is just as fragile as any other organ. We will never do that to our heart. We will never do that to our lungs. It's protected by the nice things. And we worry about these organs. For some reasons, if you look at the history of human culture, 2,000 years ago, we had gladiators. People, they wanted to hit each other. They wanted to see the blood. It's in our primal instinct to kill and to be killed. And we enjoy that savagery of blood. But we have grown up. This culture, we need to change where we are voluntarily sending our children on the field and hurting them. As parents, it's not an issue about a brain injury experts. It's not an issue about what can doctors do. It's not an issue about can we change a game of football and soccer and other games, change their rules. As parents, we have to go out there and create a movement. We are not going to voluntarily send our children into sports that's going to hurt their brain. Because the most important thing they have in life is their brain. Everything can be taken away from them, but nobody can take their education, nobody can take their brain away from them. So we're going to protect that brain, and we are not going to help the things that injures the brain. And that's how I got involved in a documentary. An idea was the brain injury that's happening through the American icon, the American football. We love the game. It's a game that we have enjoyed. It's part of our culture. But nobody even acknowledges that how many children are being injured. You're going to hear that story about people whose life have changed, or somebody who has gone through 9 or 10 different brain surgeries after playing football. The number of people don't realize, they think it's really cool when they get hit, and when they see the star in front of their eyes, wow, that was so cool. They don't realize what they just happened is a minor concussion in the brain. And all those things, the story has to be told. And the best way to tell the story is through a movie. So I as an executive producer of a movie, we're going to show you a small 7-minute clip of the movie, and the longer version is going to be shown later. But I want you to see that a cultural icon of American football, what is it that we are doing to our children? And my hope is, after you watch this, as a parent, you go out there in your own community and take action and tell people that we are not going to do that to our children until something changes. Until this game becomes safer, until the rules change, we're just not going to have our children be injured. With that, I'd like to show a 7-minute clip, and thank you for inviting me for being here. Thank you.